We're looking forward to our first playoff match this season at home against the Galaxy. Training has been, as expected, intense and concentrated and focused because we would like to continue our season at least for another week. So the players know exactly what's coming their way and have put in a good shift this week. Finish up tomorrow with some final touches, and we'll be ready to perform on Thursday night. And we're looking forward to it.
Canada. Steve, thanks again for your time. You were there on Saturday, correct? I know there was a lot of LAFC people there. When you look at the Galaxy team, you played them 3 times already this season. They've changed the way they play, the personnel. I know you have new personnel, but the style of play is very similar. They've changed everything, right? It's almost like preparing for a team you haven't seen yet.
I wouldn't agree 100% with your comment that they've changed everything. They've changed some pieces, but it's still the same game. It will still be a close game. It will still be a hard-fought game. But I wouldn't say they've changed a whole lot. They've changed a little bit in their progression and their positional play, and obviously a few names. But I don't think it changes the general idea. And at this stage in the season, nobody is trying to reinvent themselves. So I'm not sure it's completely accurate to say it's a brand new team. I think they have a little more confidence than they had during the middle of the season. Other than that, I think you'll see a tight game. You'll see much of what we've seen in the past.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Steve, how are you? Any injury updates? How's the health of everyone? How's Carlos? And there's this debate of whether it's better to go into playoffs, playing the first round or the second round, and you guys had a 10, 11-day rest. Do you think that benefits you guys?
I don't know. I'm not really sure the debate means anything. Every year, season is different. Every group is different. Definitely not one to draw statistics from past results or seasons in the past. I really don't see the point in it. I understand why it's done, but I personally, as a coach, get nothing out of it, and nor do the players. To answer your first question, Carlos is doing great. Pretty much everybody is on board and ready to go.
Go ahead. Steve, how do you weigh the importance of the playoffs compared to the regular season? You're an American. You grew up in American systems. You went to Germany, where the value of the regular season is a different perspective. How do you weigh that philosophically?
Yes.
Every title means something, and to me, they're all the same. So the Supporters Shield, MLS Cup, Open Cup, they all mean something. Every competition, the LAFC, the teams that I'm coaching, we will try to win every single competition we play in. And they all mean something, and so I don't really put one above the other.
How much do you think the Galaxy has improved with Ricky Puig?
Yeah, obviously his technical ability and his passing has been good. It's been on display in the past couple of weeks. Certainly a player, if given time and space, he's quite effective. In a tight match where there's less time, less space, maybe more physical contact, that remains to be seen.
After the game, Greg Vanny and some of the players of the Galaxy said that they've been playing the best football that they played all season. What would you say your team is in terms of that sort of scale, and how do you feel about where you guys heading into the game?
Well, I think it's true of our team. I think we've been quite consistent all year. How we win games, how we played, how we score, and that is certainly an advantage going into games where only one team can advance. We know what we can do, and we know how to do it, and we'll do our part.
And in a playoff format, how much experience do you have in this format? What do you? Is it different than playing for a cup or for a supporter shield?
I'm not sure it's different than playing in a cup. Only one team can advance. It's certainly different than a supporter shield. You have 34 chances to get the job done, and in a knockout stage environment, you have 90 minutes or 120 minutes in penalties if you need. So it's certainly different. But I'm not really sure this is the best way to measure a team performance of the entire season. So it's about Thursday night, and the better team will advance on Thursday night.
And from a personal playoff experience, have you had anything like this before?
Other than cups, and if you want to include a World Cup knockout stage or the Europa League knockout stages that I've been a part of, and the German Cups, I think those are all pretty similar to what we'll be experiencing Thursday. It's just a different name to it now.
What have you seen with playoff games around the league so far, and how, if at all, can you take lessons from what you've observed with other clubs and apply it to how you all approach this game?
Well, I think we've seen exactly what the league tries to accomplish. Every game has been very tight. And with the exception of one game, New York City and Miami, it's been very tight. And both teams could have won. And I think that's the whole point of this competition. And I expect some of the same on Thursday.
Do you put any weight into past Galaxy matchups from this year, or are you kind of of the mindset of
No.
totally different?
Totally different. Different environment, different competition, different stage of the season, different players in the field. That means nothing.
Steve, it follow up to Greg's question where you talked about every competition you want to win. Do you see this as a continuation of the regular season, or has the regular season ended and we're starting a new season, a new tournament?
Regular season has ended. It ended with LAFC as the Supporter Cup or Shield champions. And we have forgotten that. We have put that on the shelf in the building. And we are moving on. And that means nothing on Thursday.
So, is there a continuation?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Hey Steve, obviously this will be like the fourth matchup this season with the other Galaxy. What have you learned as a coach from these matches?
Well, I think managing emotions for the players in the field becomes extremely important. And it's also been a part of our week. We feel if we can manage the emotions of the game and ourselves and focus on the task at hand and the next play, we like our chances of advancing.
You have a lot of talent in the front three. I know you've substituted a lot. This may be a game that may be tight. Do you start? We've seen Cherundolo come out before the 90 minutes. I know he's a player that really loves these games. I know you probably can't tell us, but is he another player? Will they play the full 90 minutes, or just will it depend on the game?
Well, I hope you have a ticket. You can come watch and find out for yourself. But I can tell you all the players who are out in the field today training want to play. And everybody is in a mindset where they can help, whether it's for a minute, for 120, or for 48 and a half. Everybody's ready to go and wants to be on that field.
Is there anyone who's officially ruled out from your squad?
No.
Contention?
Do you feel this is the most important game for you as a coach?
No.
But was.
Maybe that's remained to be seen. I don't know. I do not have a crystal ball. It is a game that's important to us and we definitely want to win. But we also know there can only be two outcomes. It's either us advancing or the Galaxy advancing. And that is just the reality of this competition. And I think if you understand that, then you don't get caught up in all of the noise left and right.
Do you have your five PK guys, and there's substitutions that you have to make late in the game to make sure those guys are there, right? I mean, there's a new strategy that you don't have in the regular season.
Sure, we go through all of the, as in any game we play, we go through all of the possibilities, what could happen. But I can tell you things always happen differently than we plan. This game is very simple on paper, but it always, there are always variables. Sometimes it's the ref, sometimes it's the opponent, sometimes it's injuries, sometimes it's the weather. That changes our decision-making process. But we prepare ourselves with everything in our power in order to make an educated decision at the moment in time.
Steve, when you talk about managing players' emotions, things like that, are you talking about keeping them from not trying to do too much on the field or playing out of character? How do you mean it?
I think something I learned in Germany and something I think the German Football Federation does better than any federation in the world, it is being able to focus at one moment and for 90 minutes and for a task at hand. And I think that is what I'm referring to is not being distracted by anything that else is going off the field, on the field. Control what you can control, and that is your own performance and your teammates' performances and us as a group, and that's what we're focused on.
If I can follow up, as a player, how do you manage your emotions coming into this match? Not trying to do too much, trying to stay within the framework of what you want to do, what you want to do, but also, relying on the things that brought you to that point. How you try not to overextend or try and get out of it? How do you see this?
It's always a mix, and it's also individual. Some players like to laugh more than others. Some need a little more of a serious environment. At this stage in the season, we know exactly what every player in this roster needs, and we've given them that.